Welcome back, everyone. So this is a live look from Havana, Florida, right near Tallahassee. The FWC is currently meeting to discuss a possible bear hunt here in Florida. This is a two-day meeting, by the way. We are still unsure if they're going to vote on that hunt today. We'll, of course, let you know here at Fox 35. We also want to mention that the last hunt here in Florida was in 2015. They had to shut down that hunt early after more than 300 bears were killed. Now, some wildlife officials at the FWC say it's time to do this again as a way to manage the population growth. But there are strong oppositions from animal advocates, and this includes our next guest, attorney Raquel Levy, a managing partner at Atlantic Law Center. Thanks for joining us, Raquel.
Hi, Stephanie. It's a pleasure joining you.
Now, we wanted to mention that as of May, the FWC reported 42 bear incidents with human interaction. Do you believe these interactions are a problem here in Florida?
Yes and no. I do not believe that the bears are a threat to humans. We're not part of what they go after. We're not part of their food chain. What's happening is we have massive amounts of development, heartless development, and tens of thousands of acres are being bulldozed without any consideration for wildlife, and the bears have nowhere to go. I have advocated for a moratorium on development, consideration of wildlife, and that has not happened. There is not an overpopulation of bears. There's an overpopulation of greed and of people trying to exploit nature. First, they take away their habitat, and now they're trying to kill them, and it is wrong and illegal.
Raquel, I thought it was unique that you are an attorney in this fight. How are you fighting this idea of a bear hunt in maybe the legal system as well?
Our position is multifactorial. First of all, we believe that what the FWC is doing is illegal. They have to make the decision themselves about the bear hunt, but instead they're delegating their own authority to an executive director. That is not something that they can do. The second thing, they're not taking science into account. They're just using very stale numbers from a really long time ago and then claiming that based on the numbers from so long ago that there's so many bears, and that is just incorrect and it's wrong, and we need updated studies. Conservation does not begin and end with a bullet. We can't just say, I mean, this isn't the Middle Ages where we can just say, kill everything. We need to take into account the population of the bears, current studies, and how much overdevelopment and the massacre of Florida's land is impacting them. That is very important to take into consideration. In Miami, I haven't seen any bears, but there used to be bears there. And if we're not careful, all of Florida is going to become extinct from bears because we are destroying their habitat.
And Raquel, population has really been the key word here. I want to mention for the viewers at home that the FWC says there were several hundred bears in Florida in the 1970s, and now there are over 4,000, they estimate. They added that if the population keeps growing with the bears, the state simply won't have a habitat to support them. So do you believe that population is a problem at all? And if you do believe it is an issue, how should we be tackling it instead?
I don't believe it's an issue. So deer, for example, will reproduce. Bear have a self-culling system where they will not continue to reproduce if there's not enough food and resources available. So again, conservation does not begin and end with a bullet, and I do not believe that this is a problem. What we do need to do is to take into account how habitat destruction is hurting them and perhaps stop in our tracks with a lot of the building going on and do some conservation efforts, maybe relocating if and where necessary, but not to kill them. Nobody, Stephanie, I want to add, nobody is killing a bear to eat it. They're not killing bears to eat. This is not like deer where you hunt an animal and you eat the animal. These folks who are killing the bears are doing it for trophy, and it is wrong. It is morally wrong, and they don't have a voice. So I'm here today to speak up for these animals that do not have a voice, and for Florida wildlife, and for my client, Bear Warriors United, and for our quality of life, because we want a Florida that has wildlife. Concrete is not always better than what's green. And pretty soon, if this continues, there will be no green left.
Raquel, thank you so much for joining us. Now, as we're talking, we are watching that meeting happen live right now in Havana as we are waiting for the vote on the bear hunt. I have to ask, do you think you will be successful in your efforts to fight this?
Not today, ma'am. I will not be successful, and that is why I have this right here. And as soon as they decide that they do not, that they're going to continue with the bear hunt and that they're going to move forward, I am ready to file a suit against the FWC today to stop it, because again, we believe that they have done this illegally, and we're ready to call them out on it, and I'm ready to fight for the bears and fight for Florida wildlife to the fullest of my ability.
Thank you for joining us, Raquel Levy, Managing Partner at Atlantic Law Center. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.